Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Gaura Dhawanlal and with me is Prashant Kumar Sinha with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0 and Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation 2.0. Prime Minister asserts that cleanliness is a great campaign for everyone, every day, and is a life mantra. INB Minister Anurag Thakur launches month-long Clean India program at Prayagraj in Uttar Pradesh. More than 89 crore 2 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in the country so far under nationwide vaccination drive. India decides to impose reciprocity on United Kingdom. UK nationals required to undergo 10-day mandatory quarantine. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu urges young startups to come up with solutions for problems faced by elderly. Country building global competencies to fulfill 21st century aspirations, says Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. Paddy procurement under MSP operation to commence from 11th of this month in Punjab and Haryana, says government. India and United States to set up joint working group in defence industrial sector. And in IPL cricket, Kolkata Knight Riders take on Punjab Kings at Dubai International Stadium. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is underway, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also help others get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact the national helpline numbers 011 239 78046 and 1075. And now, the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today launched Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0, SBMU, and Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation 2.0, Amrut. The 2 missions have been designed to realize the aspiration to make all cities garbage-free and water-secure. These flagship missions signify a step forward towards effectively addressing the challenges of a rapidly urbanizing India. They will also help in achieving the targets set under the Sustainable Development Goals 2030. Launching the initiatives at a function in New Delhi, the Prime Minister said the aim of Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0 is to make cities garbage-free, while the second phase of the Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation is to make cities water-secure.
2014 में देशवासियों ने भारत को खुले में शौच से मुक्त करने का ODF बनाने का संकल्प लिया था। 10 करोड़ से ज्यादा शौचालयों के निर्माण के साथ देशवासियों ने ये संकल्प पूरा किया। अब स्वच्छ भारत मिशन अर्बन 2.0 का लक्ष्य है गार्बेज फ्री शहर, कचरे के ढेर से पूरी तरह मुक्त शहर बनाना.
He stressed on the scope of the country's target in the next phase of Mission Amrut as improving sewage and septic management, making cities water safe and ensuring that no sewage drains anywhere in rivers. The Prime Minister remarked that Dr. B.R. Ambedkar believed in urban development as a great means of removing inequality. Mr. Modi said the next phase of Swachh Bharat Mission and Mission Amrut is an important step towards fulfilling Bala Saheb's dreams. Lauding the services of Safai Karamcharis, the Prime Minister said they are heroes of the Swachh Bharat Mission.
स्वच्छ भारत अभियान और अमृत मिशन की अब तक की यात्रा वाकई हर देशवासी को गर्व से भर देने वाली है. इसमें मिशन भी है, मान भी है, मर्यादा भी है, एक देश की महत्वाकांक्षा भी है और मातृभूमि के लिए अप्रतिम प्रेम भी. और हमारे स्वच्छता कर्मी, हमारे सफाई मित्र सच्चे अर्थ में इस अभियान के महानायक है.
He said, cleanliness is not just for a day, fortnight or a year. It is a mega campaign for every day and for everyone to take part in. He called upon all state governments, mayors and local administrations to get back actively to the cleanliness mission. Enumerating the steps taken for the campaign of cleanliness to the next level, the Prime Minister noted that India is processing about 1 lakh tons of waste every day. He also said the use of modern technology is also increasing continuously for development of cities across the country. The Prime Minister mentioned the recently launched National Automobile Scrappage Policy and pointed out that this new scrapping policy strengthens the campaign of waste to wealth and a circular economy. He stressed the need to ensure that 100% urban families receive water connections and sewer lines connectivity. He added that once sewage water treatment increases in the country, it will help in keeping rivers cleaner. Highlighting the PM Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi, PM Swanidhi scheme, Mr. Modi said the scheme has come as a new ray of hope for street vendors.
रेहड़ी पटरी वाले, ठेला चलाने वाले, इन लोगों के लिए पीएम स्वनिधि योजना एक आशा की नई किरण बनकर आई। आज देश के 46 लाख से ज्यादा रेहड़ी पटरी वाले भाई बहन इस योजना का लाभ उठाने के लिए आगे आए हैं। 25 लाख लोगों को करीब 2,500 करोड़ रुपए दिए भी जा चुके। ये अब डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शन कर रहे हैं और बैंकों से जो कर्ज लिया है वो भी चुका रहे हैं। जो स्ट्रीट वेंडर्स समय पर लोन चुकाते हैं उन्हें ब्याज में छूट भी दी जाती है।
Union Ministers Hardeep Singh Puri, Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, Kaushal Kishore and Vishweshwar Tudu and others were present on the occasion.
Union Minister of Information and Broadcasting, Youth Affairs and Sports Anurag Thakur launched a month-long Clean India program from Motilal Nehru National Institute of Technology, Prayagraj in Uttar Pradesh today as part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. The aim of the cleanliness drive is to create awareness, to mobilize people and to ensure their involvement in cleaning waste, mainly single-use plastic waste, throughout the country. On this occasion, Mr. Thakur said that youth have the power of transformation of the country. He said youth had played a very important role in the freedom movement of the country and they will also do the same in Clean India Mission. This campaign will continue till the 31st of October.
जब आप जैसे नौजवान जागरूक होंगे, देश नहीं दुनिया के कोने कोने तक आप अपनी आवाज पहुंचा सकते हो। मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है स्वच्छता अभियान में भी आप देश में पीछे नहीं रहोगे। 31 अक्टूबर तक पूरे हिंदुस्तान के हर जिला में, हर गांव में, हर पंचायत में अभियान चलेगा। हर रोज आंकलन होगा किस पंचायत के किस गांव में सबसे बड़ा स्वच्छता अभियान किया है। तो मैं अपने युवा साथियों से पूछना चाहता हूं, क्या देश में नंबर 1 आने के लिए तैयार हो? तो बोले भारत माता की।
Earlier in the day, he paid homage to Martyr Chandrasekhar Azad at Azad Park and appealed to people to take part in the Clean India Mission. He also took part in a meeting of BJP workers and office bearers at the Circuit House at Prayagraj. The minister participated in Ganga Aarti at Sangam in Prayagraj this evening. More than 89 crore 2 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Union Health and Family Welfare Ministry said over 64 lakh 40,000 doses were administered yesterday. More than 26,000 new cases were reported in the past 24 hours. The ministry said the recovery rate is currently at 97.86%. Over 28,000 people have recovered in the past 24 hours. The daily positivity rate is at 1.76%, which is less than 3% for the past 32 days.
India has decided to impose reciprocity on the UK nationals, under which UK nationals arriving in India from the UK will have to undergo mandatory quarantine. Sources said the new regulations will come into effect from the 4th of October and will be applicable to all UK nationals arriving from the UK. All such persons arriving in India, irrespective of their vaccination status, will have to undertake measures like pre-departure COVID-19 RT-PCR test within 72 hours before travel and on arrival at the airport. They will also have to undertake an RT-PCR test on day 8 after arrival and undergo mandatory quarantine at home or in the destination address for 10 days after arrival in India. The step came days after the United Kingdom announced new travel rules, which state that Indian travellers, even those who have received both doses of Covishield vaccine, will be considered unvaccinated. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu today urged India's young startups to come up with innovative and out-of-the-box solutions to the everyday problems faced by the elderly. He said, taking care of the elderly should not be the responsibility of the government alone, and each one of us should come forward and join this noble cause. Addressing the gathering after presenting the National Award Vayoshreshta Samman 2021 in New Delhi today, Mr. Naidu said that he will prefer to call our senior citizens as elders rather than older persons. At the event, the Vice President launched the sacred Senior Able Citizens for Re-employment and Dignity portal to connect senior citizens with job providers in the private sector, highlighting that our elders are a vast repository of experience and expertise. Mr. Naidu urged the private sector to join the new portal and get benefited from the skills and experience of senior citizens.
Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has said India is building global competencies to fulfill the 21st century aspirations. Mr. Pradhan said this while addressing the 5th East Asia Summit Education Ministers meeting through video conferencing. He shared the objectives of India's national education policy, including universalization of education, ensuring equity, affordability and flexibility, technology-based learning and several others, which uphold the principles of the Manila Action Plan on Education. The Union Government has decided that the procurement of paddy under minimum support price operation will commence from the 11th of this month in Punjab and Haryana. The Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution Ministry has advised all agencies to gear up to help farmers. The ministry said widespread rainfall has been experienced across Punjab and Haryana during the second fortnight of September of this year. Untimely showers have affected the standing paddy crop in both the agrarian states. The state governments of Punjab and Haryana have also been requested to advise their agencies to dry the paddy already arrived, and further produce may be brought to the mandi after proper drying.
The centre has doubled the incentive on sugar sacrificed for producing ethanol from October this year. The decision has been taken with a view to encouraging sugar mills to divert excess sugarcane and sugar to ethanol and to achieve targets of blending ethanol with petrol in line with the Ethanol Blended with Petrol program. The Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution Ministry said sugar mills that will divert sugar to ethanol will get the entire quantity of sugar sacrificed on producing ethanol in their monthly release quota.
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0 and Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation 2.0. Prime Minister asserts that cleanliness is a great campaign for everyone, every day, and is a life mantra. I&B Minister Anurag Thakur launches month-long Clean India program at Prayagraj in Uttar Pradesh. More than 89 crore 2 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in the country so far under nationwide vaccination drive. India decides to impose reciprocity on United Kingdom. UK nationals required to undergo 10-day mandatory quarantine. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu urges young startups to come up with solutions for problems faced by elderly. Country building global competencies to fulfill 21st century aspirations, says Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. Paddy procurement under MSP operation to commence from 11th of this month in Punjab and Haryana, says government. India and United States to set up joint working group in defence industrial security. And in IPL cricket, Kolkata Knight Riders take on Punjab Kings at Dubai International Stadium. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alert.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे। उज्जवल भविष्य बनाने की आजादी, रिटायरमेंट के बाद भी नियमित इनकम की आजादी, आजादी का अमृत मनाए हर पल। एनपीएस करे बेहतर आज और पेंशन से सुनिश्चित कर।
1 अक्टूबर को पूरा देश मना रहा है एनपीएस दिवस। अधिक जानकारी के लिए अपनी बैंक शाखा जाएं या pfrda.org.in पर विजिट करें या 1800-110-708 पर कॉल करें।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will interact with Gram Panchayats, Pani Samitis and Village Water and Sanitation Committees on the Jal Jeevan Mission tomorrow. The Prime Minister will launch the Jal Jeevan Mission app for improving awareness among stakeholders and for greater transparency and accountability of schemes under the mission. Mr. Modi will also launch the Rashtriya Jal Jeevan Kosh, where any individual, institution, corporate or philanthropist, be it in India or abroad, can contribute to help providing tap water connections in every rural household, school, Anganwadi Centre, Ashram Shala and other public institutions. Nationwide Gram Sabhas on the Jal Jeevan Mission will also take place during the day. Gram Sabhas will discuss planning and management of village water supply systems and also work towards long-term water security. As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events are being organized by the government as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Let's listen now to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. India's glorious fight for freedom is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the valiant struggle every day. Annie Besant, a great social reformer and one of the most iconic exponents of the Indian freedom movement, was born on the 1st of October 1847 in London. She was involved in the free thought and radical movements led by Charles Bradlaugh, MP.
She advocated ideas which were ahead of the time, such as trade unions, national education, right for women to vote, and birth control. In 1889, Annie Besant joined the Theosophical Society, a religious movement based on Hindu ideas of karma and reincarnation. In 1893, she represented the Theosophical Society at the World Parliament of Religions in Chicago.
Nama Nama Vasanta Devi Jagat Vandite Prajvalite Jnana Jyoti Sakala Janahite.
She came to India in 1893 and fell in love with the land. She was associated with various causes including the emancipation of women, education, and most notably took part in the Indian freedom struggle. Once Mahatma Gandhi said about her that she awakened Indian people from their deep slumber.
Along with Lokmanya Tilak, she co-founded the Home Rule League in 1916, which aimed to campaign for democracy in India and dominion status within the empire.
In June 1917, when she was arrested by the British Empire, it was vehemently opposed by both Congress and the Muslim League. When Besant was freed in September 1917, she was welcomed by the crowds from all over India. Later, she was elected as the first woman president of the Indian National Congress in December 1917.
She established Banaras Hindu University in 1916 with the assistance of Maharaja of Darbhanga Rameshwar Singh, Maharaja of Banaras Prabhu Narayan Singh, Madan Mohan Malviya and Sundarlal.
In 1898, later, she also helped in establishing the Hyderabad Sindh National Collegiate Board, Mumbai, India in 1922.
Raghupati Venkataratnam Naidu was born on 1st of October 1862 in Machilipatnam in Andhra Pradesh. As his father, Raghupati Appaya Naidu worked as Subedar in the army. He lived in Chandrapur. This helped him gained knowledge of Hindi, Urdu, and Persian languages.
He graduated from Madras Christian College. He continued further education to complete MA and LT from the University of Madras. He founded the Social Purity Association in 1891 to train people as honest citizens.
He worked for the eradication of untouchability and uplift of scheduled castes and founded an orphanage and a hostel for them. He strived for the abolition of the Devadasi system in Andhra and succeeded to a considerable extent. He promoted widow remarriages and encouraged women's education.
He promoted Brahmo Samaj movement in Andhra. All the above social reforms have led to him being described as the second great social reformer of Andhra after Veere Salingam Panthulu. He breathed his last on the 26th of May 1939.
On this day, Hridayanath Kunzru was born in the year 1887. He was an Indian freedom fighter and public figure. He was also a seasoned parliamentarian, serving in various legislative bodies at the provincial and central level for nearly 4 decades.
He was a member of the Constituent Assembly of India from 1946 to 1950 that drew up the Constitution of India. He was also keenly interested in the international affairs and co-founded the Indian Council of World Affairs and the Indian School of International Studies. He breathed his last on the 3rd of April, 1978.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar, AIR News ke Sang. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
India and the United States have decided to set up a joint working group in defense industrial security. This group will meet periodically to align the policies and procedures expeditiously that will allow the defense industries to collaborate on cutting-edge defense technologies. Defense Ministry said the Industrial Security Agreement Summit between India and the United States was held between the 27th of September to the 1st of October 2021 at New Delhi. The summit was organized to develop protocols for the exchange of classified information between the defense industries of both the nations. The Industrial Security Agreement was signed in December 2019 to facilitate the exchange of classified information between the defense industries of both the countries. The President and Vice President have greeted the nation on the eve of Gandhi Jayanti, the 152nd birth anniversary of the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi. In his message, President Ramnath Kovind said Mahatma Gandhi is especially known around the world for his non-violent movement, and his birth anniversary is celebrated as Non-Violence Day. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has said that Mahatma Gandhi showed the world a novel way of struggle against injustice, that of truth and non-violence, and left an everlasting imprint on humanity.
The iconic Indian superhero Chacha Chaudhary has been declared the mascot of the Namami Gange program. The decision was taken during the 37th Executive Committee meeting of the National Mission for Clean Ganga. In Uttar Pradesh, at least 4 labourers died and several others were injured in a blast in an illegal cracker factory in Kairana town of Shamli district today. A few labourers are still feared to be trapped in the debris of the building in which the cracker factory was running. The building collapsed due to the blast. Around 24 labourers, mostly from Bahraich district of the state, were said to be working in the factory, and today the attendance was less because of Friday. Rescue and relief work has started and local people are also cooperating in it. The Sensex and the Nifty today declined around 0.5% amid negative global cues. The rupee appreciated 11 paise against the US currency. A report from the business world.
Sensex plunged by 361 points to finish at 58,766. The NSE Nifty also ended 86 points down at 17,532. In the foreign exchange market, the rupee appreciated by 9 paise against the US dollar. Gold was trading at 46,185 rupees per 10 grams. Silver gained by 530 rupees to 60,150 rupees per kilogram. And in intraday trade, Brent crude was trading around $78.20 per barrel. Arjun Chaudhary for AIR News.
In IPL cricket, Kolkata Knight Riders were 125 for 4 in 16.2 overs against Punjab Kings in Dubai International Stadium, Dubai, when reports last came in. Earlier, Punjab Kings won the toss and chose to field. Last night, Chennai Super Kings became the first team in the tournament to qualify for the playoffs after beating Sunrisers Hyderabad by 6 wickets at Sharjah. Tomorrow, Mumbai Indians will take on Delhi Capitals in Sharjah Cricket Stadium, Sharjah at 3:30 p.m. IST. In another match at 7:30 p.m. IST in Zayed Cricket Stadium, Abu Dhabi, Rajasthan Royals will face Chennai Super Kings.
Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu today administered the oath to Sarbanand Sonowal and Dr. L. Murugan, the newly elected members of the Rajya Sabha in the by-elections. Ayush Minister Sarbanand Sonowal was elected from Assam, and Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting Dr. L. Murugan from Madhya Pradesh. Mr. Sonowal took oath in Assamese language and Dr. L. Murugan in Tamil.
Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari has said that the government is committed to a shift in public transport and logistics on 100% green and clean sources of energy. Addressing the symposium on international automotive technology through video conferencing, he said the National Hydrogen Mission launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi seeks to develop hydrogen technologies for the benefit of the mobility sector and to make India the leader in production and usage of green hydrogen. The minister said 70% of green hydrogen production costs come from electricity costs. Mr. Gadkari said green hydrogen is termed as the fuel of the future, and it is the only fuel which can help us achieve the mission of zero carbon emissions. Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi will have generally cloudy skies with light rain or drizzle. The temperature will vary between 26 and 35 degrees Celsius. Mumbai is to have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. The minimum temperature will be 25 degrees Celsius while the maximum is expected to be around 32 degrees. Chennai is expected to have generally cloudy skies with light rain. The temperature will vary between 26 and 34 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorms. The city will observe a minimum temperature of 27 degrees and a maximum of around 34 degrees. Srinagar will have partly cloudy skies with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The temperature will hover between 17 and 26 degrees Celsius. Jammu will have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature will be 24 and the maximum around 31 degrees Celsius. Leh is expected to have partly cloudy sky. The minimum and maximum temperature will be between 8 and 25 degrees Celsius. Gilgit will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. The temperature will hover between 15 and 33 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad may have thunderstorms in the morning or the afternoon. The minimum temperature will be around 18 degrees Celsius and the maximum around 29 degrees. Visakhapatnam will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder shower. The city will observe a minimum temperature of 26 degrees Celsius and a maximum of around 33 degrees.
And now, before we close, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0 and Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation 2.0. Prime Minister asserts that cleanliness is a great campaign for everyone, every day, and is a life mantra. INB Minister Anurag Thakur launches month-long Clean India program at Prayagraj in Uttar Pradesh. More than 89 crore 2 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in the country so far on the nationwide vaccination drive. India decides to impose reciprocity on United Kingdom. UK nationals required to undergo 10-day mandatory quarantine. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu urges young startups to come up with solutions for problems faced by elderly. Country building global competencies to fulfill 21st century aspirations, says Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. Paddy procurement under MSP operation to commence from 11th of this month in Punjab and Haryana, says government. India and United States to set up joint working group in defence industrial security. And in IPL cricket, Kolkata Knight Riders take on Punjab Kings at Dubai International Stadium. Log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And with that we end the evening news. Good night.